So people, they're not going to keep it under there, and then I can sack it for tokens. Look at the value. They kept it under there? Oh no, bad news. Bad news, what does this mean? Okay, we are here with Jansen, Chaos Crafter. 3-mana 3/3 haste. Sack an artifact creature, make 2 treasures. Sacrifice a non-artifact. A non-creature artifact, make 2 1/1s. That are artifact creatures, so you can use those to make the treasures. This seems very incohesive. It doesn't seem super scary. I've been playing against it for a while now, probably because I'm in like the bottomest of queues. So what I do, or what I'm trying to do here, is sacrifice things for treasures to cast, like, I don't really even know what, to be honest with you. I didn't lead with a bunch of very large creatures like Eldrazi for a bunch of treasure token payoff. And I also didn't run any, or I don't have any go wide token creatures matter cards that much. I have like Elish Norn, I guess, but for the most part, I'm more curious about just trying to weave in both abilities here and then just see what happens. If I'm getting to a point where I have a lot of treasure tokens and I'm not really spending them in a way I think makes sense, I might, just put more expensive things in. And conversely, if the 1/1 tokens are sort of getting there and just need a little bit more help, then I can put in token synergy like Intangible Virtue, something like that. But as it stands, I'm kind of in the middle ground. I'm more curious about how this just operates with cards, as opposed to like going all in on one of those two things. I'm sure there's a weave of both you could do, but for now, this is what it looks like. Not super excited about it, but it does play a lot of cards that I don't think can see play anywhere else ever. That's kind of cool. Some of these are a little awkward in the top end. Like, some of these don't actually have to be artifacts up here. I could actually just run, like, Ujin or something. Just because it's an artifact doesn't... I don't even know. I could just sacrifice this for 2 1/1s, right? There's no need for the big thing to be an artifact. I'm staying on theme for now, but I'll probably end up changing some of that. It's cool that you can get some value out of stuff like this. You can cast it twice and essentially get 4 treasure tokens out of this one card. That seems kind of nuts, right? You just have to have already cast a 3-mana commander and then have also cast this, and this didn't die, and then, like... I don't know, it just sort of does things, and eventually it just gets there, or it doesn't, right? Just artifact, Mardu stuff. I won't go over every single card. We'll probably see them, or we won't. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I don't have much to say. I have a pretty neutral opinion right now, but we'll see. It's like dead even on the 3 colors, too. That's pretty cool. I don't see that too often. Alright, it's Omo. That's the one... I think on paper it plays the cavernous... whatchamacallit thing? Yeah, the Guildgate strategy. Okay. I'm not running the Surveil lands. I don't think I can afford to, honestly. What's that land in my hand? So, I want... That's fine. And I guess I'll run this out. Why not? Looks like our opponent has... Selling. They led with the Guildgate, which is actually kind of funny. I kind of like my whole hand. I guess I'll just play this. Looks like a Pact of Negation. And we gotta send the 0, as is tradition. Okay. Land would be ideal. So this is now a Guildgate, I believe, right? Yeah, it's a gate. I'm gonna wipe out their commander. My opponent thought about casting Pact and losing that way. I don't think that's too good of an idea. Okay. Let's... What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? This, I guess? Get rid of that. Okay. This. No way you pack this. Absolutely insane to pack that. Okay, didn't think so. Okay. Well, you just have that, I guess. That's fun. Kind of willing to let my opponent just pack the negation here at this point. And yeah, that's actually fine, right? It takes up my whole opponent's turn. I feel like I kind of win out on that, like, significantly. In fact, if I kill the Paradise Druid, they just lose the game. I don't have a way to kill it, though. That would be really funny. Oh, opponent, you're supposed to... What are you doing? Alright, so swingy, swingy... I guess swingy. Okay, so we sacrifice... the Gold Hound? For another point of damage, I guess? And what happens if I play this? I get a 1/1. I'm actually just not going to. So my opponent's basically facing lethal. Okay, they're not facing lethal anymore. Of course not. So let's play Ornithopter first. I suppose Tithing Blade? Yeah. There it goes. And then we play this thing. And I guess that's it, huh? Yeah. Alright, kind of uninspiring. But my opponent is kind of locked out this turn. And I don't know if I can totally kill them next turn. Yeah, Hidden Stockpile's pretty cool. It's not super scary, but I can give Ornithopter the thingy. I don't think I can kill him, though. I'll take a land, actually. And then play... this... Wait. What do I do now? This. Get rid of you. And then play... How much is this to equip? 2 mana? I probably must equip this. And just 2-turn clock them. So they have to, like, do something highly significant this very turn. Alright, well, they top decked a land, which I don't think is actually that scary. So, I don't have any clue what this is gonna do. Uro is not... I don't think Uro's enough. I don't think Uro does it. I can definitely deal more than an additional 3. Yep, get wrecked. Wow, I actually got there. That was the first game I played, and it was against this. That's pretty cool. Ornithopter and just cranial ramming him. Nice, we got there. Look at that. I want to send a message and just lead with Market Gnome. I think it'd be really funny, but let's not do that. So they have some kind of... They have something going on there that... Maybe it's... Oh, I whiffed! Oh, I whiffed! Yikes! Oof! Wow, I whiffed! Come on, this is the first time I've ever played this card and I whiffed. It is literally the first time I've ever played it. You gotta be kidding me. That's devastating. So, I think I'm casting Fable. I'm not casting my Commander. My Commander has haste, and I'd rather not sack my Esper Sentinel, and this is just good, so. Okay, it's Mishra's Bauble, sure. Thought it was Mox Amber. That was the read. I'm surprised I didn't crack that last turn then, honestly, or at least just cast it out of hand for the sake of it, and just let it sit there. Okay, they learned about our Lembas. Right, we gotta make sure it's at least red here. This one. Yeah, this seems better than my Commander, given the situation. Although, if I can't swing with a 2-2, it's not that amazing, I don't know. Can help my hands get better too, I guess. Get rid of Lembas and that, like that. Okay, so Ornithopter, Commander, crack this, and then I can, if I sack the 2-2, now cast Simulacrum. I feel like I'm losing out on mana. Like yeah, alright, I just won't do that. Because I'm losing so many treasures to just, like, get a basic in play. I don't know if that's what I want to do. Alright, so they top-decked a land. Or they were holding on to a land for some reason. That also could technically be what they did. Okay, they found a bunch of lands and an extra turn. Can't wait to have a lot of fun next turn. Hanger back for 1. Okay. Weird, very weird card. Oh, wait, no, never mind. It's Flubs. I forgot. It's Flubs. It's not weird at all. Oh. Blue-green has just been the worst stuff ever so far. It's been a complete nightmare. Does Elish Norn get me there? It wipes out... So I should... What do I do? Pre-combat... Swing with that. I'm just swinging with this to bait a Nissa block. They didn't block. Oh, opponent, what do you... What? Who doesn't block there? You... No! Who doesn't block there? Why would you not block there? I'm so upset. I'm so upset with you. How could you do this to me? Oh, how could you do this to me? How do you not block there, dude? Like, tell me. Someone tell me how you don't block there. What? I didn't even swing with the Smith, dude. Well, I might as well sack the Esper Sentinel. It's not exactly doing anything. My opponent has 5 mana? Correct. They have 5 mana, so I can just run this out. Let's go get a Plains. I don't think I'm winning this, though. Can I tutor for the Explodey card? 1, 2, 3, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually can Mardu Ultimatum my opponent, as long as I don't jack up the mana. But it's kind of hard to do that when it's all rainbow mana, right? So, hold this, click that, do this, pay the 1, get rid of it, so my opponent doesn't get it. My opponent really did a lot of stuff, but I'm pretty sure I can just cast this, so, yeah. This is obviously just spine-snappingly good, but they have a lot of mana, and Flubs is still a card that exists. So, yeah. Oh man, if I swung that last turn and tried to... If I didn't try to bait the Nissa attack, I think my opponent was just dead there. Inti doesn't do anything at all. They're just trying to empty the hand for Flubs. It makes sense. It can be scary. They can only play 2 lands, though. That's a weird one. Have they played anything that targets? I feel like they haven't. They have to block with both creatures, right? Oh, there's just still dead. Okay, that's a nuts game to win, I feel, but yeah, honestly, if they weren't able to play like 15 additional lands, I was probably going to win a while ago. But yeah, that turn where I tried to bait the chump block, or just the free block on the thing, my opponent was wise beyond their years. They just didn't block. Alright. Lembas has to do nuts stuff. Has to do nuts stuff. As in, draw me a white source. That's what it really needs to do. Okay. So, green into green, I'm sure. I'll ramp spells most likely the next turn in this 5-color deck. We're just looking for a white spell. That's not it. I mean, a white land. A little bit different. Okay, nope. Nope. We get another look next turn. I have Palantir, but I'm not doing anything terribly exciting if I don't hit it. Alright, I technically hit it, but I hit it with like a very ugly card. Okay, well, it is a guaranteed white source, so I should probably actually cast it. At this point, do I cast... oh, that's just Cody. Wow. That is legit just straight up Cody. Spooky. I think I'm actually just going to cast this now. Another white source for Elishnorn is nice, maybe? I don't know. This slips into Coveted Falcon, which does what? Target gains control of any number of target permanents, draw a card. So they give me Cody and then they take it back, or how does this work? I'm a bit confused. Gain control of target permanent you own but don't control. Okay. They could have simply attacked immediately, and they did not. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand. Okay. Turn face up, target permanent. I'm a little confused. I feel like taking this back would have made sense. I mean, I can't use it for it. Oh, because it has a text box that's relevant. It shuts down what I'm doing. I see. Okay, that's neat. So I kill Cody like this, so I can play the game. That's really cool. I've never seen that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I was wondering what was going on for a second. And honestly, I might just play the Lion Sash so my opponent can't recur that Cody and then do it again. Probably a good idea, huh? The old Thieves' Auction. You may exchange control of 2 target permanents. Okay, so we get the Frog and they get my Commander, I guess? Okay. And then it goes back to me. Let's do that. Does this happen again? You may exchange non-basic, non-creature permanents. Okay. Non-basic, non-creature permanents. So I should play this? It only draws 1 card. Kind of ugly. Let's play this. I don't want to give my opponent Palantir, so I guess I'm just not playing it. Feels like that makes more sense than it doesn't. And then I can do this on that. Opponent's deck is really cool. I don't know the last time I've seen something like this. Non-basic, non-creature permanents. Non-basic, non-creature permanents. Weird. Baleful Strix. Sure. You draw, then... Well, you don't really want to give this to your opponent, but I mean, why not? It's not that bad. Oh, wait a minute. They have my commander. They can make treasure tokens out of that. Well, they actually played an artifact creature and actually have my commander. That's witty. Very witty. What does this do next? It just steals life. Okay. So we bounce Scrapyard Mutt because that's value, and I like my value. And then play this, and then play this. Get rid of the land in hand. probably swing into the Baleful Strix. Yep. No, I don't swing there. I wonder if they sack it, or they trade. Or they just take 5. I don't know. Alright. It would be kind of insane if those treasure tokens were the reason I lost this game. Let us play this. No, let's just do this. Get rid of you. Flip skis. Play Magda. Oh, maybe I wanted to play this. Oh, am I dumb? I might be dumb here. I might be an idiot. Oh well, we'll see. It's up to my opponent to do something. Oh, if those treasure tokens cost me the game, I'm going to be very upset. Okay, looks like they are not costing me the game. Necropotence is a very interesting one. Very interesting card there. I'm not sure what they're drawing into. I actually have no idea what they're drawing into, but they have to find it and play it immediately. They have 4 mana. Oh, they have 3 blockers with the commander. Oh, no, only 2, because it has to tap to actually do it. Maybe looking for Tail's End? Although I don't think... they probably don't have room for a card like Tail's End when they're doing weird stuff like this. Or, like, it as in any kind of remedy to the situation at hand. Okay, that doesn't do it. Let's draw some cards. Not sure what I'm even drawing into that matters, but let's push out 2 more damage, because funny. Alright. Yep, get wrecked. Interesting. Really cool deck. I didn't just hose myself for no reason. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm moderately confident I didn't just self-annihilate. Another land is a land, it's just a surveil land. We've also dodged Manadorks all day today, which is really nice. We haven't dodged mono green, being like the only thing I'm playing against, but they haven't had the turn 1 I wins, which is pretty nice. Trumpeting Karn, discover value. I don't know what that card is. I have to look. So this is a Glasket turn, right? This is a Glasket turn, absolutely. Alright, surely this time my opponent will actually put it to the command zone. Alright, there we go. Last time, my opponent did not do that. I was a bit upset. Opponent just left it under there, and I'm like, how dare you? What does this do? One less, so it's a reanimate, and it gets discounted as you play Magic. That's really cool. Let us play this, and then sack the Glasket. I can sack my commander too if it looks like they have a removal spell. Not really in a position to be all that upset about that, honestly. Yeah, okay. I mean, if you got it, send it. So, treasures or Glasket? Let's get some treasures. More mana is probably better when I have Grenzo in hand, right? And I'd rather my opponent lose this virtue for all eternity by just doing this. Makes sense to me. Because now virtue doesn't do anything. But I think there's another removal spell. So Grenzo won't live. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. Yeah, there is. Okay, so... Ooh, that was a really good draw. Yeah, that... Oh, yeah, okay. This is more broken than Fable. Randomly generated nonsense is just good. I like both of these. I'm gonna take the more consistent safe card and just take the Putrefy. I don't think I'm gonna try to scam my opponent with an approach to second Sun Win. There's also a chance I actually shuffle before I even come close to drawing it, so... Still nothing in the graveyard for this, and it's only your graveyard, right? No, it's any graveyard. Okay, kinda spooky. Kinda spooky. If they kill Grenzo and then they get Grenzo, I'm gonna be kind of upset. Just a little upset. Especially I don't have much retort to said outcome, but I mean, I'm gonna send it to begin with. This is hilarious. So yeah. And now I can pass. Alright. Yeah, that was hilarious. I can kill it, but well, they'll still get an activation. They'll still get a trigger, but I can kill it after they do that. And then I can actually cast it, and then I can cast it then. Sacrifice a creature, destroy a creature opponent controls. Okay, so we're gonna kill this. This doesn't generate tokens, right? It does not, okay. So now my opponent doesn't have all that going for them. And now I can simply recast Grenzo. They gave me this option with the Conduit of Worlds. I don't believe I can cast the spell off of it, though. Because I've already cast a spell for the turn. Leyline is not that exciting. But I guess I'll take it. It feels on theme for what my opponent's doing to me. Is to, like, attack the graveyard, sort of, so... Okay. Okay. Reanimate Gallagreators? What? Oh no, they just hardcast it. Never mind. I thought for some reason they didn't hardcast that. Yeah, gotcha. You got it. That's just a Gix. Alright, so there was no removal spell. I was incorrect. Grave Pact is completely bonkers here. I think. Maybe not. Famous last words. Feels kind of bonkers to me. Leyline is a little bit less appealing right now, but I'm still going to cast it. Cast you. Cast you. Cast this. And then do nothing. Can I... How does that work? Alright, I didn't think so. Alright, Leyline of the Void is up. And there's currently nothing in the graveyard that's scary, so until they deal with this, they can't have a scary graveyard. This is a very strange card to see. You don't usually see people play this. I think Descending still happens. I think. Oh, wait, is that what this does? Toughness equals... Maybe I'm wrong about that. We could just double block. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. You just double block here. That's fine with me. Yeah, no death trigger because it exiles. Yeah, alright. That's just fine. And yeah, Dissenting doesn't happen because I have Leyline. Yep, they just got bullied by Grenzo. My opponent got completely bullied by Grenzo. This hand is kind of functional? Maybe, sort of, I don't know. Esper Sentinel can draw cards. Yeah, I just didn't draw anything worth it. Crucius had a boatload of opportunities to do so as well. Very tragic. This is an Illuge player that did not have a Mana Rock on turn 2. This might be the first time I've seen that. That's pretty cool. I think. No Brainstorm in deck, maybe? That's why they just got rid of that. So let's play... Let's get the Triumph so I don't... I mean, I do have this. I highly doubt that matters. So do I get a sack here, or do I play this first? What do I gotta do? I don't have lands. I'm gonna actually play this first. I'm under the impression that that might actually do something, so... Okay, they didn't block. It was totally free to block, and they just didn't. I was tapped out. That was weird. It was very strange to me. Okay, stealing Esper Sentinel is a line. That is a line, and my opponent did take it. I just I don't know why. Let's do this. Let's get rid of you. Yeah. Just don't get what that was about. Giver of Runes is probably not on the menu. And pass. Okay. Now what? Okay. So... this? Pay for it? And then play Mondrak. Mondrak is much worse than Elish Norn here, so... I shall. Right, this isn't doing anything. Oh, well, you know what? I'd rather not lose my treasure tokens, honestly. I might just not do anything. Okay. I don't want to lose my treasure tokens. Screw it. Okay. How does blowing up all my opponent's land... if they have a spell here, I'm upset, but... Okay. This blows up the enchantments, by the way. No, don't have it. Come on. Okay. Oh. Oh. Whoops. Oh, they almost had it. Oh, I was going to be really upset. I was thinking about Spell Pierce. Okay. Okay, I don't know where we go from here, but we'll do our best. Don't want it to work every time, yep. Esper Sentinel is a pretty good draw, actually. Well, maybe, I don't know. Do I need my commander here? Is that like a crucial thing that I need? I don't know. How important is that? What's going on right now? Counterspell? That'd be weird. Surely that's a strange prospect that they have a counterspell here. I feel like it would be a strange prospect. But you never know. People are weird. But I don't think I need my commander. Especially if I'm drawing cards, so... yeah, that's... if ever it was going to be fine, that's as good as it's going to get for us, so... Season of Weaving? Yeah. Sure does. What on earth does this do? Choose a number between... or they choose 3. Whenever opponent casts a spell, mana value, power, toughness equal to that number. Alright. So my commander triggers this, and then I don't know what else does. I could just simply cast this card. That's funny. Nah, we'll cast this. Have your card, opponent. Your dangly little card there. And then we do nothing. No, wait. No. This didn't trigger yet, so we do this. Get our Morbid card. And then we do nothing. Now we do nothing. Okay. Garuda is a problem, though. And it is showing up soon. That's a sorcery speed removal spell. That's weird. Alright, this into swingies. Put the pump here if they have a weird spell I'd rather not deal with. So, Beseech the Mirror is a good card in this spot. I just have to, like, send it. I could just cast this. I haven't cast it yet. I don't think it's that good, though. This actually is bad. Let's just run Lembas out and then cast this and see what happens. But, this dispenser is not very exciting. Neither is that. Neither is that. Alright, I'm not too upset if this gets counterspelled. How many is it drawing? It's drawing 3? Okay. It's not too bad. Croxa is funny. Croxa is funny here. I will cast Croxa. I'd rather not die out of nowhere, so maybe I gotta be careful about things a little bit. Opponent mills Jinkataxius. Wait a minute, what? That does not work with their commander. Thank goodness. Do we turn the treasure into a creature? Why not? So now it's a matter of, can I beat Garuda? Because I don't know if I can. I did all this fancy stuff and it might all just be in complete vain because Garuda. Okay, no Garuda. Maybe extra turn Garuda? Nope, just Shieldred, sure. I'm not drawing multiple cards a turn, am I? I don't believe so. I would probably swing here. My opponent did not. Can simply do this. Oh, we do draw 2 cards a turn. Never mind, I have that. Forgot. Already forgot. They have 1 mana. I can... How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I cannot tutor for a card that immediately wins the game. And the One Ring feels kind of ugly. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 4 or less can be cast for free. So Grave Pact, right? Grave Pact is just excellent here. Surely? Surely it is? I don't know. I feel kind of weird about the order in which I did stuff, but... Send this in that. And then... Sack... Esper Sentinel? Right? Does that make sense? Surely it does. Maybe it doesn't, who knows. And now what? Nothing. Alright, so Grave Pact is very good here. It just has to be, like, Omega level good. As in, Garuda needs to do something that is not all I win. They didn't get anything from my end, and they got nothing. Nice. All right. Yeah, not a really good Garuda hit, that's for sure, but... Okay, so, this is not as good as the last couple commanders I've been playing at, like, super bottom tier, but I still had a good time with it. There were some games it felt like I wasn't playing Magic the Gathering, I just got steamrolled, or I totally fizzled out, and I just didn't do anything. My opponent's just looking at me while I'm, you know, barely... It's like holding a big pile of stuff, and it's not doing anything, and it's wobbling, and your opponent's like, alright, I'll just Rivers rebuke you, and then you lose. So that was an issue. Another issue was I would run out of gas was an issue. My opponent could ignore me sometimes, it felt like, where I wasn't scary enough for my opponent to have to take immediate action into the things that I am doing. So that's a little sketchy. I found playing a bunch of tutors so I could always find just a few very good cards was better than like sporadically having a bunch of expensive things to justify all the treasure tokens. It felt like it made sense to cast Grim Tutor or any of the tutors and just always find Overwhelming Splendor, although I actually never cast this. Or Ruinous Ultimatum, or Elishnorn, or Grenzo. I didn't really feel like I was big enough to justify Eldrazi. That's a little awkward, but I guess that's just where this commander finds itself, which isn't that bad. It's not that big of a deal. Ingenious Smith. This is the first time I've ever cast this card. Literally ever. I'm trying to think. Yeah, this is the only time I ever cast this card. I see this card a lot in normal Historic, or at least I did until MH3 turned Historic into literally MH3 draft, where it's just Guide of Souls, Oscillate Pride, Ajani. That's the only deck that exists, apparently. Ingenious Smith used to be played a lot. I played it, and it whiffed every time I played it. First time I ever played it, it whiffed. I don't know if the artifact count it was too rough. I mean, it's a third of the deck, and you see 4 cards. I just got unlucky every time I cast it. Such is tradition, but... On the bright side, I did not bump into an endless stream of 1 mana dorks, which was really nice. In fact, I don't think I really saw any. There might have been 1 or 2 games where there was a 1 mana dork, I think. And if there were, then they must not have been very impactful because I can't really remember. So that's very good. Getting this into play turn 2 was not a very big deal. I did not have Ragavan in here. I mean, if you want Ragavan, go for it. I just didn't have Ragavan in here. Strike It Rich and Goldhound might not be super crucial. There are other 1 mana things to do that are kind of fine. I felt like I could take my time playing a 1 mana card into a 2 mana card into a 3 mana card. For not being able to interact with my opponent, this is a Mardu deck, so this is a wild thing to say, but for the little amount of removal I was running, I didn't feel that bad about it. I felt like it was fine to sort of have a much stronger, a much more dense amount of on text box mattering game plan kind of cards than just removal. Because whatever I take out and add removal for, there's no upper limit, really, to just doing that. You could just do that for 15 cards in this deck, right? You just take that out, take this out, take that out, and then suddenly you're just Mardu removal with some cards that work with your commander, and if you don't draw them, well, you're just casting removal spells until you find them. That feels kind of weird. Having said that, there's definitely some... I felt like I was doing enough with what I had, so I could just take... Like, I could take Ingenious Smith out, and never did anything. I did take out Carrot Cake. Oh, man, that was a really rough card. I'm sure there's a few other cards in here that I could justify totally just not having... Oh, Hidden Stockpile? Now, I think this is a good card for the strategy. I just, in the chunk of time, the large chunk of time of playing this, I did not trigger this. I don't think. If I did trigger it, again, I don't remember triggering it, so it must have not have been a big deal. I don't think I ever triggered this, but Not super excited about it. Lembas is a weird one. I like the upfront thing it does, but I'm not sure if it's better than just Ichor Wellspring. This might just be the one you run. I'm not sure this really is. I like the scry and the draw, but the backside, just sacking it for 2/1/1s is not that exciting to me, really. So that probably shouldn't be in here either. It just shouldn't be in here. I like the card. It's a cool card. The Colorless Nexus of Fate. Surely. Surely you never deck out with Lembas. What else was not amazing? Magda. Magda was in here. I thought maybe making the treasures, if I had nothing to do with them, turning them into 4/4s was ideal. However, I kind of need Magda to actually do that. And sometimes I don't have Magda and I have 15 treasures sitting there. It's like, well, I mean, at that point, if I have a bunch of treasure tokens and I top deck Magda, I would have preferred to have top decked a large, scary card like Gristlebrand if I had a bunch of treasures instead of making 3 dragons. So I actually, at sorcery speed too. And I didn't, at the time at least, and still kind of don't, have a lot of ways to commit crime. So I don't like Magda. But, that's just where my line of thought was. I never recurred Flage. Actually, I never cast Flage. I never saw Flage. Not a single time. I cast Croxa a couple times. Never unleashed it, or escaped it. I always call it unleash. Never escaped it. It's not. I think they're still just totally solid. I'm not really using my graveyard that much, so those are just kind of generic solid graveyard, recurring things that are just good. Oni Cult was really nice. I like the ability to always have a creature, right? You just creates one, and then I can sack it, or I can sack the front one. The Oni Cult was really cool. So there was some pretty neat cards in this deck. I don't like Avacyn. I don't like Platinum Angel, but there was definitely room for maybe 1 or 2 large threats, or just 1 or 2 more tutors, so then I can go get a specific large threat that was very, Silver Bullet-esque compared to what I was, specifically up against. Elishnorn won me a game. That's pretty cool. It also, I think, lost me a game. I think it lost me a game, but it did win a game. I actually flipped it and it did something. Right? The go wide portion did not feel as prominent as the go tall portion. The treasures felt stronger than the 1/1, what are they, constructs? It didn't feel too exciting. There was another card. Ah, there it is. There it is. Okay, this took way too long to find, I'm not gonna lie. But this could have been in here. I just wasn't sure how often it would really do anything. Oh, look. Yeah, this one, like, I don't know. It's probably better than the cards I took out, and it's a card you don't get to play too often, and I just like the card. However, I'm not super excited about this card, like, ever, like, having it, but I like the card, and I didn't give it a chance. But it could absolutely just be in here. It could be in here. For other cards, Morbid Opportunist was not in here to start, but this wound up being excellent. This effect is just solid. It was really, really good. I really wish this was at 2 mana, but it's like a Blood Artist. I grazed right over Blood Artist. I didn't think this was the kind of deck for it, and I don't think it is. But this, however, this is great. This makes me want to play Hard Removal because it has, relevant text for that, but... Retrofitter Foundry probably should have been in here. I don't know. It was wishy-washy. I didn't feel like I was willing to craft it. I didn't own one, but I think it's good enough. There's an argument that it is not, but I didn't give it a chance. I don't know. I really don't know. Elishnorn was basically my Craterhoof Behemoth that also hoses some opponent's creatures, but there's some that it doesn't. Wishy-washy about that. I was never really that wide enough that I would ever find myself tutoring this as my big, like, 6+ bomb to, close the game out. At that point, I would probably get Overwhelming Splendor. So I don't really know if this is a deck that likes Elishnorn, because, again, the treasures were more crucial to me, it felt, than the tokens. So, or the creature tokens. Treasures are also tokens. So I think I would also take out Elishnorn. Wishclaw Talisman, I said this when I played against this commander, Janny Boy, but When you activate Wishclaw Talisman, you can sacrifice it. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. You can sacrifice it after you activate it. So make sure you do that if you're capable. If your commander's still alive, you want to sack this if your opponent. If you don't want to give it to your opponent, assuming maybe you do and you want it back or something weird, but for the most part, you know, you kind of just want to sack it before your opponent gets it, and then they don't get it, and you get some 1/1s out of the deal, which was really nice. That works out really nice. Glasket, one person actually kept their commander under this because they assumed I would sack it to my thing, and I never did, so the game ended, and they never had access to their commander because they kept it under this, assuming I was going to sacrifice it. So even if your opponent doesn't put it to the command zone, and then you sack this because it's got nothing under it, well, sometimes they don't do that, and then now you just have their commander stuck under Glasket until they blow it up or something. Granted, the game in which that happened, they still won the game, but, you know, the generic artifact matters cards or whatever. Grenzo, I think, bullied a couple people. I'd rather not play this just for the sake of not playing generic Hearthstone alchemy random stuff. I'm over it, but this was an excellent card. If I could put it in the command zone instead of this and keep my deck the same. Okay, no, that's not true. I wouldn't go that far. It would be way different. Yeah, no, I wouldn't just slap Grenzo on the command zone. No, all right, never mind. What else? No, that's about it. Everything else just was like, you know, random thing for this to sacrifice to. So that was it. This is the second deck where I was like randomly skeptical about Surveil lands, and I ended up adding them again. So it's just, I guess in my head I'm on the edge about these being worth it. Sometimes they're not, especially in a deck where you really never want to tap land, like literally ever. There are 9 fetch lands that can find like any color, and I'm probably wrong in the assessment that they're not great or not worth it. They're probably worth it. It's just any game where it mattered a lot that your land was tapped in the first few turns and you lost because of it, just puts you, it gives you a bad taste in your mouth and you're just kind of off them for a while. But people lose a lot of games running irrelevant, highly irrelevant man lands. Like, oh, let's play this man land. Look at that. Yeah, but it comes in tapped, and that was the reason they lost. It's like, oh, I needed 6 mana this turn to cast my Inferno Titan or something. I lost because I couldn't. Man lands get in the way. They're kind of a bait. You want to reevaluate, really, or just be aware of how many tap lands you're running, especially if it's very crucial that your early turns don't have a tap land involved. You really don't want to get strung up on that. The last thing I'll say is I did not feel like I had to play this right when I had 3 mana. Sometimes it was fine to not do that, depending on what the first few turns looked like. It was like, oh, maybe I didn't have anything to sacrifice. Maybe it's not worth playing this just to swing for 3, and I wanted to play Fable the Mirrorbreaker instead to set up this for a future turn, which is really cool. I like that a lot. That's a good sign. Usually it's not the case, but here I think it was fine. Especially because it has haste. That makes your decision a lot easier, because you're not waiting even longer to actually use it. The fact that you can use it immediately is colossal. This deck, or this commander, would probably not work if it didn't have haste. It makes me curious about other commanders, because some of them really should have an extra ability, and because they don't, they're like borderline unplayable, if not outright unplayable. Some commanders I think are totally fine having like an extra bit of text on them, like, oh, if this had flying it would be functional but not broken. Oh, if this had ward 1 or ward 2. Oh, if this one had, I mean, if everything had a hexproof, you know. Oh, this had hexproof. It would be better if it had hexproof. Of course it would. But some of them could get away with like haste and stuff, and I don't think it would break the game in half. It would definitely elevate some commanders that are interesting that you just can't play because they don't have like that one extra step of help that would make them functional. Not broken, just functional. So it was still fun to play. It plays a lot of unique cards, and there's a few ways to play it, I think. We were slowly fine-tuning it as we went over our almost 3-hour journey of playing it. And yeah, I don't like Ornithopter. I'm going to die on that hill, but everyone just runs it because Ornithopter is good with this, I guess. But I actually don't like Ornithopter. But I'm going to keep it in anyways. I'm going to keep it in. Let me know what you thought about this list. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.